Yeah. What's the deal? It's your boy who is Hendo. We back. It's a video. I'm gonna be talking about errors. Now, I grew up in two errors. As a little kid, growing up in the '90s. Uh, for the most part, most of the '90s except for '90, '91. I started watching basketball in '98. Um, but I did my research and went back and looked and everything, what I'm saying, in the 2000s. I started really picking up on basketball history and everything when I was about 13, 14, you know what I'm saying? So that was around like mid 2000s, stuff like that. Here's my take. The 2000s was the hardest era defensively, like, and just period, like offensively, defensively, whatever, was the hardest era to play in. That's my opinion. I'll take I'll say this. Hand checker got took in 04, 05, right? And that made it kind of easier to score. But if you look at the 2000s and you look at the league averages, like points and everything like that, the pace was slower because the big men were still prevalent in that era. So, at the end of the day, it was really tougher to get into the paint because it was still big men, traditional big men, let me say that, like Shaq, Tim Duncan, Dikembe Mutombo, uh, Lonzo Mourning, still to a certain degree. Uh, man, the list goes on and on. Chris Webber, to when he was in Sacramento, you had Sabonis, and Sabonis, Rasheed Wallace. Now Rasheed could, step out and shoot, but he can get in there and bang also. So, um, the 2000s was my favorite era to watch. I love the 2010s. That's when the super teams and everything came in, or the three superstars came in and everything, But the 2000s were, to me, the most exciting and the toughest, I believe, the toughest era to play in. I take my favorite player, for example, Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant played 36 playoff teams. All of them except, I believe, the 2010 Suns, who was like 23rd in defense. All of them were at least top 10. I don't know the exact numbers. And, all of them was at least top 10. So, and then 85% of the teams that he played in his 5 championship runs had 50%, had at least 50 wins. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to think about this. In the 2000s, it really wasn't no super teams. You feel what I'm saying? And the three-pointer wasn't like, what it is now. I mean, people shot the three-pointer. Ray Allen, Reggie Miller, Steve Nash, so on and so forth. But the mid-range and everything like that was really the bread and butter. So these are some of the reasons why I believe the 2000s were probably the hardest era to play in or win a championship in, because you had so many really good teams, especially in the West. Like 51, 52 wins is getting you like third, fourth seed, fifth seed, and something like that. Yeah, like mid seed and stuff like that. The year Dallas won, the year Dallas got to the finals, they won like, no, the year after, when they got put out in the first round, they won 67 games. So these are some of the reasons why I believe the 2000s were the hardest era to play in. I believe the top 3 players out of that era was Kobe, Tim Duncan, and then you could kind of fight over whether it's LeBron or whether it's LeBron or whether you want to say T Mac or D Wade. You know what I'm saying? It could go Kobe, Tim Duncan, and then LeBron. Because LeBron, you know what I'm saying? '07, that's when he announced to niggas like, I think, I'm like the best player in the world almost. You feel me? So, and then I believe that was the toughest competition for everybody. A lot of players was in their prime. You had prime Kobe, Tim Duncan, T Mac. You had young LeBron, who was coming into his own, but he was damn near basically NBA ready. You had young LeBron, Melo. You still had AI. You still had Ray Allen. Yes, Ray Allen was that cold, bro, with the Bucks and the Sonics and everything like that. So you had him. Then you had the Boston Celtics when they made that big three. You know what I'm saying, during the later part. Feel me? Then you had prime Dwight Howard during the later part. You know what I'm saying? You had D Wade. You know what I'm saying? You still had older Shaq. You feel me? You had prime Shaq, and then you had Shaq when he was with the Heat and everything. So I could go on and on and on. You know what I'm saying? You had the Sacramento Kings in the 2000s, who was a damn good team. And even though I'm a Kobe fan, Sacramento should have won that series. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sacramento probably should have won that series. They got cheated. If you look at the documentary and everything, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, the 2000s is probably my favorite era of basketball. I mean, of course, because I grew up watching that era. But even going back and watching, I mean, even living through the 2010s and going back and watching the 90s era and stuff like that, I think that, you know what I'm saying, I like defense. So, you know what I'm saying, the defensive part of the 2000s was like stout. You know what I'm saying? Like now in the mid of it, you know what I'm saying, they took hand checking out and everything like that, but it still was tough though. Like, you know what I'm saying, the years after that still was tough. It wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, people was just running up the score and everything like that. But yeah, man, these are the reasons why I believe that the 2000s was the toughest era to win a championship in or to play in. This is who it's in, though, man. I'm out.